One of the things we're finding is that students coming from finance and civil society, again, how do you navigate working at a community level? How do you engage the voice of the people whose lives you're trying to change?
Well, they need to be more central, and part of preparing to deal with emergence and uncertainty is if you're going to genuinely engage a community, you can't come in and predetermine their outcomes for them. They need to be involved in that. They need to be involved in conceptualizing it, in the problem definition, in what kind of actions they're prepared to take and what it means, and to work collaboratively. Engineers Without Borders, 5 years ago, put out and caused a great stir by putting out a failure report. Now, these are engineers, and they're talking about bridges and roads and dams, but the failures virtually across the board are failures to understand context, are failures to engage the communities where they were doing projects, or failures to involve people in understanding what was going to be happening because they needed to get a road in quickly or needed to get an infrastructure project done. And so they accepted a minimal analysis with some expertise or a government plan and didn't involve people. And those turned into disasters, often that did harm, were not sustainable, didn't work very well. So that's a part of the learning. If you look through now 5 years of the Engineers Without Borders reports, every year they put out a failure report. They're trying to figure out how to involve community along the way, at the beginning, how to take context into account, and how to understand how an infrastructure project relates to culture, relates to society, affects the economy, the intersections across SDGs, across Sustainable Development Goals, that even an infrastructure project connects to all those things. They had been walling off their projects and doing them as standalone projects, and they're learning that these things are interconnected and they have to deal with the interconnections. To not do so is the failure.